Okay, let me tell you something. Fear is loud, but sometimes it's not screaming, it's just repeating. 40 days, not one, not two, 40 mornings where grown men, trained soldiers woke up, got dressed, picked up weapons, and still stood there doing absolutely nothing. Imagine that. Full armor, full strength, full numbers, zero movement. Because across the valley stood one man, and not just any man. Goliath. Tall, massive, loud, confident. The kind of person that doesn't just enter a room, they take over it. And every single day he would step forward and talk. Not fight, just talk. Mocking, taunting, calling them out, and nobody moved. Because when they looked at him, all they could see were numbers. Height, strength, experience. Everything was telling them, you cannot win this. And honestly, that's how most of us live. We don't move because the math isn't adding up in our favor. We've already calculated the outcome before we even try. Now enter David. And please understand this part. He was not there for the fight. He wasn't called. He wasn't chosen. He wasn't even considered. He came to drop off food, bread, cheese, small errand boy things. Let me pause here. Because this is where most of us miss it. Sometimes the thing that looks small is actually positioning. You think you're just helping. You think you're just showing up. You think it's not that deep. Meanwhile, God is literally placing you in the exact moment your life is about to shift. So David shows up, and here's Goliath mid-speech. Same speech everyone else has heard for 40 days. Same insults. Same intimidation, but something about it didn't sit right with him. And instead of asking, "Can I win?" he asked, "Who does this guy think he is?" That question is crazy if you think about it, because everybody else was calculating survival. David was questioning audacity. He wasn't seeing a giant. He was seeing someone speaking against his God, and that bothered him more than the danger. Now let me bring it home for you, because I know this sounds like Bible story vibes, but this is still happening. Let me tell you about Zara. Not in the Bible, but honestly, she could have been. Zara was not the loudest in the room, not the most confident, not the one people picked first. She was the backup plan staff, the "you're so quiet" staff, the "you're nice, but" staff. Yeah, that one. She had ideas, big ones, but every time she thought about acting on them, something would whisper, "Who do you think you are?" Not shout, whisper. And that whisper sounded logical, like facts, like truth, like math. So she stayed quiet, stayed in her lane, stayed realistic, until one random day, not dramatic, not planned, she was asked to do something small, speak, just a little presentation, nothing serious. And she almost said no, because that's what she always did. But something in her shifted, not confidence. She was still nervous. Her voice still shook. Her hands were still cold. But there was this quiet conviction, like, even if I'm scared, I'm supposed to do this. And that's the part people don't talk about. Obedience doesn't always feel brave. Sometimes it feels like shaking hands in a dry throat and still saying yes. So she showed up, did the presentation, not perfectly, not amazingly, just faithfully. And that one small yes opened another door, and another, and another. Months later, people started saying things like, "Wow, you're so confident now." And she would just smile because they didn't see the truth. She wasn't confident. She was just convinced. Back to David. When people heard him talking like this, they were confused. Even his own brother was like, "Relax, you're doing too much. Go back to your sheep." And that part is real life. Because the moment you start stepping out of the version of yourself people are used to, they get uncomfortable. They remind you who you used to be. They try to shrink you back. But David, he didn't argue, didn't explain, didn't defend himself. He just kept going. Because conviction doesn't waste time explaining itself. Then they brought him to the king, and the king basically said, "Be serious. This man will destroy you." And David didn't start hyping himself up. He didn't say, "I got this." He said something deeper. He started remembering, God helped me before. God kept me before. God didn't leave me then. He won't leave me now. That's conviction. Not, "I believe in myself," but "I believe in who sent me." Then they tried to give him armor. And this part, I love it, because imagine wearing something that looks powerful but doesn't fit you. That's literally what most of us are doing. Trying to wear other people's methods, other people's timelines, other people's identities, and wondering why it feels heavy. David tried it, couldn't move, took it off, because what works for them might not be what God gave you. So he picked 5 stones. Not one. 5, prepared, not panicked. Then he walked out to face Goliath, and Goliath laughed. Of course he did, because from the outside, this didn't make sense. And honestly, obedience rarely does. Then David said, "You're coming with weapons." Cool, I'm coming with God. Again, Gen Z translation of 1 Samuel 17, verse 45. And this part is important. He said it before anything happened, before the victory, before the proof, before the result. That's conviction. Because confidence waits for evidence. Conviction moves without it. Then he ran. Not walked, ran. And in one moment, everything changed. The giant fell. not sideways, forward. Like even in defeat, he had to bow. Let me tell you the truth now. Your Goliath is not just big, it's convincing. It shows you your past, your fears, your insecurities, and then it tells you, be realistic. But the real question is, who is in your calculation? Because if it's just you, yeah, it won't add up. But if God is included, the math changes. And here's the part I don't want you to miss. David didn't come to fight, he came to serve. Bread and cheese, that's it. And that small obedience positioned him for something bigger. So maybe your 5 stones don't look impressive. Maybe your assignment feels small. Maybe it feels like just showing up, just trying again, just saying yes when you're scared. Do it anyway. Because sometimes your breakthrough is hiding inside something that doesn't look important. And one more thing, do not despise small beginnings. Zechariah 4:10. Because small doesn't mean insignificant. Small just means starting. So pick your stones, even if your hands are shaking, even if your voice isn't steady, even if you don't feel ready. Move anyway, not because you're confident, but because something deeper inside you is saying, go. And that's enough. Okay, let's be real for a second. Those 5 stones, they weren't random. David didn't just bend down, grab whatever, and hope for the best. He was intentional. He chose smooth stones, stones that had been sitting in the stream for years, shaped quietly by water, pressure, time, no noise, no attention, just consistency doing its thing. And that matters, because smooth stones fly better. They're balanced, accurate, reliable. He wasn't guessing. He knew what he was doing. And I think that's where a lot of us get it twisted. We like the faith part of the story, we like the God will come through part, but we skip the preparation. David didn't. He knew his sling. Not I've tried it once, knew it. He had used it before. Practiced with it, missed with it, got better with it. This wasn't his first time aiming at something that could kill him. Lions, bears, real pressure. So when he stepped up to Goliath, he wasn't experimenting. He was operating in something he had already built in private. And that's the part nobody claps for. The quiet preparation, the unseen discipline, the consistency when nobody is watching. Conviction is not, I believe, so I'll just wing it. No, conviction says, I trust God, so I'm going to come ready. Because let's call it what it is. Saying God has me without doing the work, that's not faith, that's vibes. David had both. He had conviction because he knew who was backing him, and he had preparation because he knew what he was doing. And those 5 stones, that part is deep, because he didn't pick one. He picked 5. He wasn't just thinking about Goliath. He was ready for whatever else showed up. No panic, no scrambling, just quiet readiness. And I think that's the real lesson. God will back you, yes, but you still have to show up ready. So whatever your stones are right now, your skills, your habits, your preparation, don't rush it. Don't fake it. Don't skip it. Let life shape you. Let consistency refine you. Let the quiet seasons do their work. Because when your moment comes, you won't be grabbing anything in panic. You'll already know exactly what to pick. If something in this story stayed with you and if it's still sitting somewhere in your chest, that's not an accident. That's the thing we don't scroll past. Hit like, not as a reflex, but as a marker, because somewhere out there, a witness is still looking for proof that their story isn't over. And this might be how they find it. Pass it to that friend, the one whose testimony is still being written, the one who hasn't heard the scripture told this way before. And subscribe to Bible Rebooted. We don't come here to perform. We come here to tell the truth and to hand you the evidence that you were never as far gone as it felt. Every story is evidence. It's your boy Kairos Ade signing out. Like, subscribe and stream the music.
I was lost and afraid, couldn't see the light of day. Shackles on my soul, had nothing left to say. Walking through the valley, shadows all around, feeling like the hope I had was 6 feet underground. Every step was heavy, every road was wrong, just a faded melody, forgotten song.
Then a word, a whisper, cutting through the noise. A promise of a future, more than passing joys. It started as an echo, then it filled the space. I felt a love and mercy I can never erase.
Jesus saves, I know that Jesus saves. From the depths to the grave, His amazing grace. My heart was blind, but now I see His face. Oh, I know that Jesus saves. I know that Jesus saves. From the depths to the grave, His amazing grace. My heart was blind, but now I see His face. Oh, I know that Jesus